Most people spend their entire lives depending on one income source, their job. And it works, until the moment it doesn't. A layoff, a restructuring, a slowdown, or a health issue can instantly expose how fragile a single paycheck really is. The truth is, long-term stability doesn't come from working harder. It comes from owning assets that quietly produce income even when life interrupts your plans. So today, we're breaking down 20 passive income assets for real wealth creation in 2026 and beyond. No shortcuts, just practical strategies for real adults who want financial breathing room in an uncertain world. There's a man I once knew who lived his life the way most of us do. Quietly, consistently, and with the belief that hard work would always be enough. Every morning he left home before sunrise, coffee in hand, thinking he was building something solid, something permanent. For 30 years he did everything right. He showed up early, stayed late, saved when he could, and trusted that loyalty created safety. But life doesn't always honor the promises we imagine. One ordinary morning, he walked into the same office he had given half his life to and walked out with a cardboard box. No warning, no cushion, no plan B. In the silence that followed, he felt something deeper than fear. He felt the weight of relying on just one source of income in a world that can change overnight. This man's story isn't rare. It's becoming the new reality for millions of adults. The world is shifting faster than our financial habits, and 2026 will reward those who prepare, not those who hope things stay the same. But here's the truth. You don't need luck or a high income to build stability. You just need practical assets that work quietly in the background. And if you find value in videos like this, consider subscribing. It helps the channel and it helps us keep learning together. Now let's begin. The first group of passive income assets is built around simplicity. Assets anyone can start, even with limited time or money, because they don't require special skills, deep knowledge, or constant monitoring. The first is broad market index funds, the foundation for anyone seeking long-term stability. They're not flashy, but the quiet compounding over years creates a level of predictability that individual stocks rarely match. Second, high-dividend ETFs, which bundle dozens or hundreds of companies that consistently share profits. For people in their 30s, 40s, or 50s, this creates a slow but steady income stream you can reinvest or eventually use as cash flow. Third, high-yield savings accounts. Not glamorous, but incredibly useful in a world where interest rates remain higher than before. They give you liquidity, safety, and a level of passive return your parents never had access to. Fourth, treasury bills and government bonds. Assets that protect your money when markets become unpredictable. They don't require confidence or timing. They simply pay you because you exist. And fifth, automated index investing through platforms that handle the rebalancing and allocation for you. Most people don't fail to build wealth because they're incapable. They fail because they're busy. Automation removes the pressure, removes human error, and turns consistency into an income-generating habit. These first 5 assets don't rely on genius or luck. They rely on structure. And structure, especially for adults managing careers, families, and responsibilities, is often the missing ingredient in financial stability. Moving forward, the second group of assets is built around something most people overlook: the value of what you already know. These are assets that don't depend on market conditions, interest rates, or luck. They're built on your experience, your perspective, and the problems you've already solved in your own life. And the truth is, most adults underestimate just how valuable that lived experience can be. The first asset is digital products, simple guides, spreadsheets, templates, or frameworks that solve a very specific problem quickly. You create them once, refine them over time, and they can continue generating income long after the work is done. The second asset is online courses, not the overproduced, overwhelming kind you see everywhere, but focused, practical lessons built around the exact questions people repeatedly come to you for. If someone constantly asks you how you learned something, there is probably a course hiding inside that skill. The third is licensing your skills, turning your ideas, tools, or processes into something other businesses can use for a fee. It's one of the most overlooked passive income assets because once a system works, it can be licensed dozens or even hundreds of times with almost no additional effort. The fourth asset is subscription-based communities. People don't pay for access to you. They pay for clarity, structure, accountability, and the feeling of growing alongside others who want the same thing. And the fifth asset is automated tools like templates or dashboards that save people time. In a world that gets busier every year, anything that reduces friction becomes valuable. These knowledge-based assets reveal something important. Your experience isn't just a memory, it's an engine. And in 2026 and beyond, it might be the most scalable asset you'll ever own. All right. Now let's dive into the third group of passive income assets is built around something every adult ultimately craves: stability that doesn't depend on your daily involvement. The first is REITs, real estate investment trusts that let you benefit from property income without becoming a landlord, dealing with tenants, or taking on debt. They pay dividends, adjust with inflation, and give you exposure to real estate with far less stress. Second is real estate lending, where instead of owning property, you become the bank. You earn interest while someone else uses the capital, giving you predictable monthly payments without the complications of maintenance or management. Third is real estate crowdfunding, which allows you to participate in large projects with smaller amounts of money. It spreads risk across multiple properties and gives you access to opportunities that were once reserved for institutions. The fourth asset is automated robo-investing, platforms that allocate, rebalance, and optimize your portfolio without you having to think about it. For people balancing careers, kids, aging parents, and life's responsibilities, automation is not a luxury, it's a lifeline. And the fifth asset in this category is private credit and peer-to-peer lending. While it requires careful vetting, the potential returns can outpace traditional savings while providing steady cash flow. These financial assets don't ask for your creativity or your time. They simply reward consistency. And in a world where attention is stretched thin, having money that grows on its own is not just convenient, it's transformative. By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far and want more topics like this, comment the word passive income so I know. By now you've seen how structure, knowledge, and financial systems can create stability that most people never experience. But the world is changing, and so is the way passive income is created. Technology, global platforms, and digital distribution are rewriting the rules, opening doors that didn't exist a decade ago. And the people who prepare for these shifts, not with urgency, but with intentional action, are the ones who will benefit the most in the years ahead. This final group of assets is designed for exactly that, a future where your income isn't limited by geography, time, or traditional career paths. The first is AI-powered tools and micro-automations. These aren't massive software companies. They are simple, focused tools that solve one problem extremely well. Once built, they can be sold repeatedly with minimal upkeep. The second is content libraries, collections of audio, video, or written material that continue earning long after they're created. Whether it's background music, voiceovers, B-roll, or educational modules, platforms now allow creators to earn globally, even while sleeping. Third is intellectual property, books, frameworks, systems, or methods that people can license. Unlike traditional work, IP grows more valuable over time because it gains trust and recognition. The fourth asset is micro SaaS, small software solutions that serve a very specific niche. You don't need millions of users. A few hundred paying customers can create meaningful, steady income. And the fifth future-facing asset is global marketplaces, platforms where your digital products, templates, or tools can reach buyers in dozens of countries without needing any marketing team or complex infrastructure. These assets represent a shift from earning through effort to earning through systems. And in 2026 and beyond, the people who build even one of these will experience something rare: income that is not only passive, but scalable in ways previous generations never had access to. If any of these assets stood out to you, you'll find deeper videos in our library, and I've included a few helpful links below. Now, before we wrap up, let's talk about something just as important as the assets themselves: how to actually get started, safely, confidently, and without falling into the traps that overwhelm so many people. The truth is, building passive income doesn't begin with complexity. It begins with choosing one asset and one platform you trust. For traditional investments like index funds, dividend ETFs, and treasury bills, reputable platforms such as Vanguard, Fidelity, Schwab, or even your local bank's brokerage arm provide simple, regulated ways to begin. For real estate crowdfunding or lending, stick only to well-established companies with long track records and transparent risk disclosures. When it comes to digital products, templates, or automations, platforms like Gumroad, Etsy, Teachable, or even your own website allow you to test ideas with extremely low risk. And for IP or content libraries, marketplaces such as Amazon Kindle, Udemy, Artlist, or Envato are structured, reliable places to publish your work. But here's what truly matters. Never chase promises of guaranteed returns. Never send money to platforms you've never researched, and never invest in anything you don't fully understand. Start small, verify everything, and move at a pace that respects your life, your responsibilities, and your emotional bandwidth. Passive income should add stability, not stress, to your financial journey. When you look at all 20 assets together, it becomes clear that passive income isn't really about money. It's about building protection for the moments in life you don't see coming. Think back to the man from our opening story. He didn't expect his career to end that morning. He didn't expect to walk out of a building he trusted for 30 years with nothing but a box in his hands. And that's when he remembered something small he had once started, almost by accident. That single asset he quietly built years earlier became the thing that gave him space to breathe, to think, and to rebuild without panic. That's the purpose of everything you learned in this video. You don't need 20 assets to change your life. You need one asset to start, one decision that reduces uncertainty, one system that creates stability in the background while you focus on your real life. Now, if you want a simple way to organize your income, track your assets, and see your financial life clearly, we're building the Trip to Wealth Command Center, designed for clarity, not clutter. When you can visualize your money, decisions become lighter and progress feels possible. Join the early access waitlist below to secure an exclusive discount when it launches. Remember, this video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute investment advice. It is important to conduct thorough research and consult with financial professionals before making any investment decisions. The value of investments can fluctuate, and past performance is not indicative of future results. Always assess your risk tolerance and investment goals before allocating your capital. If you found value today, I highly recommend watching my next video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, feel free to leave your comment below, especially if this video made you think differently. I appreciate your support more than you know. Until next time, stay consistent, stay patient, and stay focused on the life you're quietly building for yourself. See you in the next one, Money Magician.